there so we don't have to pick it up. All right, so, not yesterday. Well, yeah, yesterday we finished which people? The Maya family. The Maya family. All right, and we know, who can name me a fact about the Maya family? Henry? King Pakal, yeah. He was their leader at one time. Was he their leader during our story time, though? No, because he was a past leader. So what do they have as their leaders? They had what? King as their leaders. Kings, not just King Pakal. All kings as their leaders. Bryson, I love your quiet hand raise. Name me another fact you knew about the Maya people.
Well, they traveled canoes, which you could see right now.
They traveled in canoes to get to the big city. That's good. Isaac?
I said right down my book.
Well, they traveled in a canoe.
We said they traveled to the canoes. Where did they travel to the canoes in?
To big city.
The big city.
Also, I got blow my nose.
Go blow it real quick. Amara?
When they got there, they saw a lot of houses and a market and some people.
Yeah, I saw lots of people, houses, and markets. Good. Abby?
They harvest maize with their hands.
They harvest maize with their hands. That's good. Addison? They had many gods, so they worshipped many gods. Good. Joel, you're our last one. Well, let's think of something. Where else did they get their food from? We know they harvested the maize with their hands, but what else did they maybe do to get their food? What was the other little boy's father? What was he? One was a farmer, one was he was collecting what from the water? Not rocks from the water. It's got to be. Let's think about food. What would you get from the water that's food? He had a ton of them. Fish. Good job. All right, so we have a few vocabulary words to go over today before we get to our story. So let's do our first one. In awe. If you are awe, it's A-W-E. It's wonder or surprise. So everyone just be like, you are just in wonder or surprise. Like if Miss Flemming was to go see the biggest Christmas tree ever, would I be in awe? Yes, I would, because you know I love Christmas trees. All right, the next one is an island. Remember when I drew that little picture of land? I said water surrounding it on three sides? Yeah. An island would be like if this magnet was in the middle of all water. So all sides of it are surrounded by what? Water. That's an island. Okay, that's an island.
If you could make a bridge, but...
Yeah, well, we're probably not making a big bridge. No. A legend is kind of similar to our folk tales, but a legend is a story that's been told over years and years and years. Okay, so we're going to hear a legend today, and it's a story that's just been told forever, but we cannot really prove that it's true. And then scouts. Everyone do this. Scouts. What does it kind of look like I'm doing? I'm looking. A scout are people that are sent to gather information about what lies ahead. So if you're a scout for something, you're going to look and report back some information. And our last word is a valley. Okay, so if we have valleys here in Tennessee. If we have a mountain or a hill, and then we got some more, and then we have another mountain or a hill, this right here, where it dips down, would be called a valley. Or if you had mountains, you would have the valleys at the bottom. So it's really the bottom, okay?
I've been on a mountain.
Well, it kind of does look like McDonald's sign, but it's not quite it. All right, so our new people today, are you ready for our new people? We're finished with the Mayan people. The Maya people, we've learned about them. We had a good time. But now we are traveling it's around central Mexico. Okay, so this all is Mexico, so it's around central Mexico on our little globe. We know this all is Mexico. We're around the middle, okay, in Mexico City, all right?
I think that's where
And are you ready for the people we're going to learn about?
Yeah.
They are the Aztec people. Can you say Aztec?
Aztec.
Okay, so they are next people we're learning about, the Aztec civilization. They are a little bit north of the Maya people, so north would be straight up on the map. Okay, and they are around Lake Texcoco. Okay? Lake Texcoco, that's kind of the water area that they're surrounding. Okay, it's a natural lake. All
I know
right.
that because it told me on Amplify.
You told you on Amplify, you kind of did it on this side. That's good. All right, here's our next. Well, I'll have to wait to flip it, build the suspense. So I said today you're going to hear a legend.
Yeah.
Okay, at first, our story doesn't start off with the legend, but you'll know the part that gets to the legend when we get there because it'll tell you. Okay, so remember, a legend's a story that's been told over and over and over again for a long time, Alex. That's what a legend is.
Let's go.
So today you're going to hear about the Aztec people. Okay, it's how they found their home. That's really how what we're going to figure out today is a little bit about their religion. So in one of our boxes, what do you think we're going to fill in?
Religion.
The religion one today. So think in your brain, when I'm reading today, what could we say or sentence can we make up about the religion so that we can be ready to say one? And you're also going to think about, how did they find their home and why did they find their home? Okay? So look at this picture. I'm going to give you 5 seconds and I'm going to ask you, what do you see in this picture? Like, who do you think these people are? Where do you think they're going? But your hand cannot go up until mine goes down. Who are these people and where do you think they're going?
One of them is holding a log.
Moxie, I love your quiet hand.
Maybe they could be going to their home.
They might be traveling to their home. That's a good guess. Abby?
Or they're trying to make a house.
You think they're trying to make a house because you maybe see them carrying some things? Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
like
good guess.
wooden log.
A good prediction. Willow?
In the picture, it looks like they're traveling to find a home for them to live.
Yeah, why do you think that?
Because there's the village is lined up and they're looking for a home.
Yeah, so Willow's saying the village is, it's not just 3 people, it's like a whole bunch of people. Addison, you'll be our last one. Amara and Bryson. Maybe they're building a fire. What would make you think they're building a fire?
Because they're carrying logs.
You think they're carrying logs? That's a great guess. All right, so we're going to figure out as we read today. Are you ready? So hands are in our laps. Our eyes are looking at our pictures. You can study the picture as you listen, okay? Because it can go both together. Jeremiah's, can we put that down, please? Thank you. The Aztec people have been walking every day for a few months now, searching for a new home. They carried the oldest and the youngest among them. Some of the weakest were not able to complete the long journey, and some new Aztec had been born on the way and were passing their first days of life in the constant motion of travel. They took short breaks to eat, stopping only at night to sleep. So that would mean, did they say just the strong Aztecs were on the move? No. All right, so think about that. You've got all of us. That means everybody. Everybody gets what they have. Do you think they're carrying everything they own? No, because they don't have room for that. And they're walking every day. Every day.
Why not
That means you would have to be walking for miles every day. Think you'd be tired? Yes. I bet, yeah, they only stopped walking at nighttime to sleep. So if the sun was up, their feet were
How
walking.
do they just buzz if the night was down?
Girl, I don't know. They're strong people. Okay, let's keep reading. Now the Aztec were in the center of a great valley, which we know is the bottom of between hills and mountains. Their leaders were at the front of the line stood. Here we go. The leaders at the front of the line strode once more to the old high priest. Is this the right place for us to stop? The leaders asked, is this our new home? The priest was very old. His long hair was gray and wrinkles furrowed his brow, but he stood as straight as the mightiest warrior. Everyone stood up straight. and like you're a mighty warrior. Yeah.
Mighty
Does he look like he is a mighty warrior? Yeah.
But he doesn't
He looks
have
very
armor.
proper. You see his chin is up. All right, you can sit regular now.
He doesn't have armor.
When he spoke, it was always with a voice that was strong and sure. Once again, he told them, "No, not yet. We are waiting for a sign from the gods. When they want us to stop and make a home, they will tell us." So their journey continued. Look at all these people. Finally, one day, their forward scouts came back to report.
Scouts.
Remember, scouts are people who went looking and came to report back on what they saw. There's a great lake ahead in the center of an island. There are no signs of enemies anywhere. There are not even people to be seen. Then we will camp on the shore, said the Aztec leaders. We can all use a rest and we can wash the dust off ourselves. So they all moved forward.
To the island.
In several hours, they had reached the lake shore.
7
Do you have a
hours?
question, Amara? What's your question?
My question is, are those towels that they're wearing?
They're like towers, or like it would be cloth. It would probably be more like cloth, because that was their clothes back then. They remember these are ancient people. They're very, very old, way back in the day. So that's mostly what they wore, and the women would probably have more like a skirt and a little top.
Did he die?
See, there's
They,
these people have passed away. They're ancient people. They're way before us. All right, let's keep reading. Let's go to the lake shore. Whoa, look at that.
the snake got killed by a bird.
All right, let's see what it says.
Could be
Suddenly,
a rat or a snake.
the high priest's eyes opened wide. He raised his hand and pointed. "Look," he exclaimed, "on the island." The people all turned to see what the priest had seen. On the island stood a tall, green cactus. Okay, so a tall green cactus, and sitting atop of it, unharmed by the cactus's sharp thorns, was a great bird, an eagle. One of its powerful hooked talons or claws held the eagle steady on the cactus branch, and in its other talon was a long, wriggling snake. As the Aztec people looked on in wonder, the eagle began to eat the snake. "It is a sign," the people all said. They fell to their knees on the green lake shore. A small boy knelt on the ground beside his mother, tugging at her robe, asking, "What sign?" The mother gathered her son close to her and promised that he would hear the story of the Aztec people before the end of the day. But for now, they sat in awe of the sight that was before them. Were you all in awe when you saw this picture just then? I think so too, because all of you were like, "Whoa." So that's what the people did, but they what? They got down on what?
Their knees.
Their knees. All right. And they were sitting in wonder, because they said it's a sign, but do we know, or we're kind of like the little boy, do we know what the sign is yet? No, but here it comes. Other children, because they were all the young ones, didn't know. Other children were also curious about this unusual sign. Why were their parents and grandparents so amazed by the sight of the eagle eating the snake? So I want you to think in your brain, why might have all the elders and the older people been so amazed and so in awe? Like, why do you think they were amazed at that? Not just because it looked cool, but why else could they maybe think, wow, why is everyone so amazed, Abby?
Because it kind of looks like the Mexican flag. It's an eagle that's eating a snake.
It kind of does look like the Mexican flag is eating the eagle and a snake. But would they know the Mexican flag at the time? No, because Mexico, it really wasn't even called Mexico then. But that is a good connection. We'll come back to it. Maybe that's why that is in the middle of the flag now, because it came later and it was special to them. Bryson, what's your prediction? What's your guess?
Well, it could be. It could be the eagle go. Why eating the snake. Why gets protecting their land and by killing the snake
Okay,
on their land?
maybe kind of like it's a protected land.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good little guess. Let's keep reading.
Because probably because it's probably back in the day and snakes were not pets.
Yeah, no, they weren't. They weren't pets.
They were just
still not pets.
They were
Some people-
just
some people are.
little rattlesnakes and
Now they're pets.
Thank you, Bryson. That was a good thought. All right, let's keep reading. That afternoon, they sat in wonderment at the foot of the ancient priest as he retold the story that had been passed down among the Aztec for generations. So here is the legend. Many, many years ago, he began, our people lived in the far north. One year, no rain came to their lands. Their crops dried out and died in the sun-baked fields. They feared that the rain god was angry with them, though they did not know what they had done wrong. So just like the Maya people, you know how Addison told us they have many gods? The Aztec have many gods. So remember I said that they had a different god for a bunch of things like the sun, the rain, nature, family, a bunch of different ones. So they were saying the rain god must be mad at us because he didn't send us rain. That's what they thought. So the Aztec leaders turned to the wise priest and asked them, what shall we do? The priest answered, the gods wish us to leave our home. Our stories have told of a time when all our people would have to move on, and that time has come. We will go south, the Aztec leaders said to the hungry people. Some of our brothers have gone there already and are serving as soldiers for the rulers of other tribes. Those brothers have sent back word that there is a huge valley with plenty of water. They say we may have to fight the people who live there to force them to let us in, but we are Aztec. We fear no men, only the gods. Do you think they're going to travel?
Yep.
All right, let's see.
Again.
That's the picture we saw at the beginning. You're right. Because they're doing what? Now we know that they're doing what?
Walking again.
They're walking again. Good. And so a few days later, they put all that they could carry onto their backs and set out for the promise of green valleys with plenty of water for drinking and growing crops. Day after day, month after month, they traveled, resting only at what time? Nighttime. Good job. That was many years ago, but our people have never, ever been settled for long. Every time they get settled in the green valley around us, we have been forced to move time after time from one place to another. So have they ever really stopped traveling? No, they've never just been, whew, we're here. They've lived here for a little bit, and then they've had to travel. And then they lived here for a little bit, and then they've had to travel again.
Like in the tent. Oh, there he is.
For years, we have sought the sign of our new home. Predicted by the gods a long time ago, the gods said that when Aztec people saw an eagle on a cactus eating a serpent or a snake, they would know that they had found their true forever home. For nearly 100 years now, our people have wandered in search of this sign from the gods. So raise your hand if you could tell me, what did that sign mean? Well, raise your hand. What did that sign mean of the eagle on a cactus eating a snake? Alex, what did that sign mean?
Like they'll get me saved because the eagle is helping them because the snake. Hey, that was mine.
Okay, that's a good, that maybe they've maybe saved. What else could maybe be, what was that sign? What did that, when they saw that, they said, oh, this is our what, Henry?
This is our home.
This is our home. So let's keep reading.
I hope it's
And so, Bryson, the old priest continued, you can see why this is such an important day for our people. At last, we have found our home. So what have they found, everyone? Their home, their forever home. The children smiled at one another. They began to understand the importance of seeing the wondrous sight of the eagle eating the snake. They began to realize that they would no longer have to wander without a home. We are home, they said to one another. Yes, their parents said to them, you are home. We are all home. So are they going to have to travel from place to place anymore? No, they're what? They're finally home. Bryson, I need you to put your head through your shirt, please, and your arms. Thank you. That is the legend of how the Aztec came to live on and around Lake Texcoco in what is now Mexico. So now it is Mexico. The legend explains why they built their city on islands in the lake, beginning with an island on which they had seen the eagle. So Abby is correct. On the Mexico flag, there is an eagle and a serpent in the middle on the white. I'll have to pull up the flag. Yes, on a cactus. So she knows that flag. And do you think that could be one of the reasons? Because now that part of their place is called Mexico. All right, so I'm going to have you turn and talk in just a second, but listen to what your topic is. In the middle of the story, Amara, you'll be with Bryson. Bryson, turn around. I have not asked you to turn around yet. You don't know what you're going to talk about yet. In the middle of the story, you heard that everyone was amazed at the sight of the eagle and the snake. They were like, wow, they were in awe of it. So tell your partner why. Turn and talk. Abby, go with Cruz. Henry and Gabby, you two.
Who's doing first? Well, I think they were amazed because they found their sign there and Mexico. They find the sign of Mexico.
All right, turn back to me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amara, I'm going to let you share out your answer because I loved it and I could hear it. So can you share out your answer?
I love them because they found their home so they can stay warm.
They can stay a while. She said so they can sleep and stay a while. Willow, what did your partner say?
Well, I really said all the ideas. So.
You talked the most. Well, then Moxie, what did your partner say? My
partner said,
What's her name?
Willow.
Why did she say that they were amazed to see that eagle and snake?
Because that was the sign to their home.
That was the sign to their home, that was their home.
To their forever home.
Forever. That's good. Forever home is important because we know that they've had homes. They had a bunch of homes, but none were their forever home. Your forever home is where you're going to stay for the rest of your life. All right. Did the Aztec, give me a thumbs up if they moved around a lot at the beginning of the story or a little at the beginning of the story. 3, 2, 1, hold them up. Way to go. Everyone give me a whoop whoop because my goodness, you are right. They moved around so much. Could you imagine having to move around that much? I could not. I could not. But why did they have to keep moving around? Cruz, why did they have to move around so much?
Because they need to go somewhere.
Well, where'd they need to go? Why were they having to move? What was happening?
The eagle was eating the snake.
Okay, so they did see that, but why were they having to move from this place and then something would happen and they'd have to move again? Who can help Cruz out? Why were they having to move so much, Addison? They were trying to find their home. And what happened the first time? Their crops were what? Their crops dried up, they died, and they had to just move to the next place. All right, Bryson, I need your voice off, please, in your bottom, facing forward. Thank you. Was the ending of this story happy or sad? Show me on your face. Was it happy or sad? I see lots of smiles because they found their what? Forever home. They found their forever home. Now, I said we're going to fill out our religion box on our Aztec Foursquare today. So, who can tell me a fact, so it needs to be a sentence, about the Aztecs' religion? Raise your hand if you can tell me one. Who can tell me one? And friends, he's been answering a lot today, so I'm going to ask you to put your hand down so we can give someone else a turn. And so have you, Addison. Thank you. You both are going to get a reward ticket because you've been so participatory. Let me write your names down. Hickson, what made me something about the Aztecs' religion? Name me something about the religion. Think about it. Their religion, what do they worship?
Find a home.
Is that a religion, though? Are they worshiping to find a home? No, what is something they worship? Think about the Maya. Who did the Maya worship, Hickson? Did they worship the kings that were their leaders? No. What did they worship? The gods. So think about the Aztec. We said that there was something similar at the beginning. So what was similar? They worshiped what? Just take a guess, Hickson. If you're wrong, we'll call on someone else and to get an answer to let someone else try.
They've been walking a lot.
No, not that they've been walking a lot. Henry, you had your hand raised. Can you help Hickson out? What was something about the Aztecs' religion? What did they worship?
They worship
Yeah, they worship the gods. And he said gods plural. So did they just have one?
No.
No, he had an S at the end of God. So that means they had what? Many. They had a lot of different gods. So that was kind of the same. They worshiped many gods. That's very good. And what did they believe those gods gave them, Willow? What did they believe the gods gave them? The serpent and the eagle eating the serpent was a what?
A sign for their forever.
Sign. So maybe not just for their forever home, but the gods would give them signs. So they worshiped the gods, and the gods gave them signs.
I was also going to say
Go ahead, quick.
I was also going to say that they worship the gods just like the Maya worshiped their gods.
They did, but were they in temples? No. So they were walking around, and they were looking for signs from their gods. All right, we're going to skip the word work today because we've gone over the word all. We've done that a bunch. Everyone show me what in all means. Show me, not with your mouth. Show me your faces. Not with your mouth. Yeah, that's good. Everyone's looking at me with wide eyes like, oh my goodness gracious, how cool. Okay, you are walking silently to your desk, and I will pass out your Aztec paper. What did we just say? Did it come?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll write it here anyways because I don't trust it. No, I do not trust it to go. All right, Amara, give me a sentence about their religion. Think about it. You can think of one. I'll get a picture to help.
They were walking together.
But that's not their religion. What's their religion? Hickson. Friends, to find their religion is, what do you worship? Like, who do you worship? That's your religion. Walking to find a home is not a religion. That's an action. That's like me going somewhere. That's something I'm doing. So, Hickson, you said you worship God. So, did they worship God? Did they worship the same God that you worship? No. What did they worship, Hickson? Many gods. Good. So, put that in a sentence.
They worship many gods.
They worship. Who are they? Let's name the people. The who?
Religion.
The Aztec. So we can write the Aztec worshipped what? Many gods. And guess what? We're going to add another sentence today. So everyone, pencils down still. Pencils down. I'll write your lines. Don't worry about the lines. We need to add a sentence because I think we can add one more thing. What did they look to those gods for? Because this is important. We put on the Maya that they worship their gods in temples. But the Aztec worshiped many gods, and they looked to them for what? And we'll put a comma because we'll join our two sentences with a comma and. And looked to them for what? Starts with a S. Willow said it earlier. What were they looking for? You said it earlier. The eagle and eating the serpent was a what from the god? A
Sign.
A sign. And look to them for signs.
Do we have to write all of that?
Yes. We wrote one sentence last week and y'all got it done quick. So we can write these this week.
Can we go and start writing?
You can start writing. If you have another fact that you thought of, you can write it on your thing. So you're going to put you're writing worshipped many gods. That's it. And then you're going to write looked to them for signs. So you're writing this, Henry. Worshipped many gods. And then your last two are for signs. Does that make sense? Or I'll draw your last two in green. How about that? Yeah, he can just write one. Let's help Gabby. Colton's not here. So you want to write smaller than that or you're not going to fit it? That's good, Joel. That's a good size. You're going to have to. Sound it out. Friends, we know if you can't copy it, can you sound it out and is that okay? Yeah, just sound it out. Many gods, good. And when you finish, Moxie, draw your picture. Good, Hickson. Now maybe draw a sign from the God
What did you say?
who gave them signs. Y'all did good with this. Draw your picture of the